Welcome to the Film and TV channel. Today we're going over to Apple TV today for Mr. Hanks is back, isn't he? He's not got Wilson with him this time, but a very similar sort of style to this one in a totally different setting. But we're going to talk about a film called Finch, 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 115 minutes. It's a post-apocalyptic science fiction drama. Sorry about that. I think I got it out eventually. Directed by Miguel Sapochnik, from a screenplay written by Craig Luck and Ivor Powell. Yeah, as I said, it does star Tom Hanks, and Caleb Landry Jones is in this as well. And it was announced as BIOS, B-I-O-S, back in October 2017. Obviously, it took a little while with COVID, etc., and various things. But it was retitled Finch, of course, when it was sold to Apple TV+. And it's released there on November the 5th, Bonfire Night 2021. If you don't know what Bonfire Night is, if you're outside the UK, well, it's look it up on the internet. Yeah, Tom Hanks is Finch Weinberg. Caleb Landry Jones is Jeff, and Seamus as Goodyear. Yeah, it's not a tyre, it's a dog. What's it about? Well, a man, a robot, and a dog form an unlikely family in a powerful and moving adventure, their words, not mine, a one-man's quest to ensure that his beloved canine companion will be carried for after he's gone. Yes, he's obviously, because of the circumstances, suffering from cancer. Tom Hanks stars as Finch, a robotics engineer and one of the few survivors of a cataclysmic solar event that has left the world a wasteland. But Finch, who has been living in an underground bunker for a decade, has built a world of his own that he shares with his dog Goodyear. He creates a robot played by Caleb Landry Jones to watch over Goodyear when he no longer can. As the trio embark on a perilous journey into a desolate American West, Finch strives to show his creation, who names himself Jeff, as you would do, the joy and wonder of what it means to be alive. I'm alive. Number 5, I'm alive. Their road trip is paved with both challenges and humour, as it's as difficult for Finch to go Jeff and Goodyear to get along as it is for him to manage the dangers of the new world. Is it any good? Well, these scores and comments are always at the 7th of November 2021 at 9 a.m. Rotten Tomatoes, 72% positivity based on 111 reviews. Average rating 6.5 out of 10, so that's not too bad, is it? 80 fresh and 31 rotten, so not a bad split. The consensus of the site leads Finch may not be the most memorable post-apocalyptic story. It's not a little bit different to that all. But Tom Hanks proves perfectly charming company even after the collapse of civilization. Well, you perhaps want to be buddies with him, but you get a bit bored after a while and probably go out on your own. Ollie Richards, he was fresh on this. He's from Empire magazine. I think I've heard of that magazine somewhere. Okay. Tom Hanks is more than enough to make this almost one-man show thrilling and heartbreaking. Prepare to weep, doubly so if you're a dog person. Oh, bless. Robbie Collin, though, he's a bit rotten on this. He's from the Daily Telegraph here in the UK. He says, it feels less like a new film than a vague reconstruction of one that its writers saw decades ago, okay, and could only recall in the broadest, blandest terms. A bit mean. Audience, 3.7 out of 5, so that equates to 7.4 out of 10, of course. So obviously Rotten Tomatoes audience are quite happy with it. Metacritic, the other critic site we have a quick check of, assigned an average of 56 out of 100. Not great. Below that 6 out of 10 I like to see. That's based on 35 critics, so they weren't as enamoured as Rotten Tomatoes. It got 19 positive, 14 mixed, and just 2 negatives. So it's an interesting 56 out of 100. I thought it'd be slightly higher based on that, to be honest with you. And it scores anywhere between 38 out of 100 and 83 out of 100. Just as an example, San Francisco's Chronicle, Mick LaSalle, he gave it 50 and said, but there's not enough in Finch to sustain an audience interest for a full 115 minutes. At 85 minutes, it might have been a touching eccentric novelty. As it stands, Finch is something of a slog in good company, but a slog all the same. So a bit negative, but in all fairness, it's not a total downer, isn't it? But I will comment on the length of the film in a moment. Indie-wise, David Elric gave it 83 out of 100. A broadly safe film like Finch might roll into its destination with an ease that belies the risks of getting there. But sometimes the real treasure is the friends we build along the way. Oh, bless. Internet Movie Database, Joe Public. This is you, me, the guys who've been to the cinema to watch this. 7 out of 10, so nothing wrong with that. That's based on 10,000 466 scores and reviews that have been left. I've ignored the 10 out of 10s. There's over 1,000 of them. I don't believe a 10 out of 10, as you know. So people score it between 6 and 9 out of 10. There was 7,784. And I've ignored the 1s as well. I'm going to ignore the 10s out of 10s. I'm going to read the 1 out of 10s as well. And obviously of those, 1,067 gave it between 2 and 5 out of 10. So overall, 88% of the viewing public gave this a positive review. No qualms there. Nothing much you can say about it. Right, onto my, well, I will say a little bit, onto my little views. There are not many post-apocalyptic films that you can use the word nice to, is there? But this is a nice, pleasant film. Occasionally annoying, a certain character who sort of was a little bit annoying at first, but will definitely pull at the heartstrings, it will, as mentioned previously. Tom Hanks, of course, is the star in this, but perhaps not the robot isn't the star, that's for sure. But the real star is probably that scruffy little mongrel. I don't mind dogs. I mean, obviously when I was younger, I used to have my own dogs, but I'm not overly bothered now, to be honest with you. I'm not particularly a big dog lover, but I mean, I couldn't eat a full one, for instance, but as long as someone else is and they can clean up after them, I'm quite happy. And as is the case in this film, I don't have to clean up after Goodyear, do I? So yeah, I quite liked it. Despite the setting, I mean, yeah, there are moments of jeopardy, of course, as you'd expect to see in a post-apocalyptic film, but they're not really built up. They're not really ranked up to any sort of great amount, and you don't have that sort of scary feel to it. You don't worry about our heroes getting through this. Well, most of them anyway. But yeah, it doesn't have that sort of feel. So it's just a nice family drama, if you like. A little long, as I said, as one of the critics said there, it is a little long, at just under 2 hours. Much better with 20 minutes lobbed off it, to be honest with you. It's a sort of Castaway, of course it is. It's a mix of loads of films, loads of devastated planet, Earth films and post-apocalyptic films, of course it is. Yeah, but basically, as I said, at the roots of it all, it's just a relationship of a man, a dog, and their robot. Which, what more can we ask? Tom Hanks fans and dog fans should enjoy this particularly. But robot fans, yeah, you will probably enjoy it eventually once you get past the annoying stage of our robot, who's a little bit annoying because he's a bit of a child, which you can find funny at times. Yes, you can, but you can also find it a little bit annoying. But there you go. So my score for this is, yeah, it just stuck. I was only going to give it a 6 out of 10, but I thought, no, I'm being a bit mean there because I did quite like it and it sort of lifted the spirits. I mean, I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10 because it was just it left me really content and a nice feeling. And to be honest with you, I'd only read the film I watched before this. If you've watched my review of it or you've seen it yourself, was the violent Western film, The Harder They Fall. So perhaps I needed this to sort of just chill me out a little bit after being a bit overwrought with the violence in that, to be honest with you. I love violence, don't get me wrong. I just thought some of it in that was a bit weird. So this was a sort of a nice film to get me back on track and get the old brain washed out and flushed out, if you like, back to a nice film, a nice family. I'd call it a nice family drama. So it's one you can sit down with the kids and watch, but they may get a bit bored, I'll be honest with you. But there you go. Yeah, so I will give it 6.5 out of 10 anyway. So let me know what you think. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Whatever you want to do the rest of the day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other. We meet here again on the Film and TV channel. Or go and have a look at my Citizen channel. We've just beat United. Yeah, you're going to have a look at my Manchester City channel if you get a chance. Or you know someone who's interested in football, please point them in my direction. I'd be very grateful. But if it's back on here, it's back on the film and TV stuff. I only ask one thing, don't I? Please stay safe, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.